All right, Dan, see you then. Now, there are a lot of people affected by flash flooding late last month who are tonight preparing for tomorrow, and that includes the city of Fort Worth and some homeowners as well. Fox 4's Phil Alvarado is in Fort Worth. And Phil, you're actually in one of those areas that the city's pretty concerned about, right?
It is, and we've already gotten some rain, some light rain for about 30 minutes earlier this evening. And this area, Precinct Line Road and Trinity Boulevard, really takes a hit when we get torrential rains. That's why there's a fire hall right here on the corner that's always ready with barricades. But the city of Fort Worth has been preparing since Monday for this. They're on standby overnight and ready to come out as soon as they get any reports of flooding. And, they just have dealt with this at least 3 times now in a month's time, and that includes in people's homes. Fort Worth is filling up sandbags and loading up barricades.
So I don't need a real long barricade, but
in the Arlington Heights neighborhood in West Fort Worth,
redirect the water.
Andy Jones is also making preparations with sandbags and tarps at his doorways.
So you can see the former water level is right at about 5 inches.
June 24th, his home and several others were flooded on Western Avenue. He had 5 inches of water in his entire house.
You can see this is from a massive amount of water.
He measured almost 2 feet of water in his backyard.
Here's your 21 inches right there.
He took a quick video on his phone of the water running into his house. With the threat of more flooding Thursday, he could only imagine after what he saw last time.
There was a real estate agent and a potential buyer looking at the house across the street. And within a few minutes of them pulling up and going into the home to look at this house, they came back out to check out the rain, and their cars were floating away.
On June 24th, the Fort Worth Fire Department had to make 40 high water rescues. 2 of Jones's neighbors either moved out or are still living in a hotel because of the damage to their homes.
It looked like a lake out here. I mean, it was just it looked like a flowing creek of water.
Pretty heavy. It's a heavy, man.
Besides the preparations being made by Fort Worth, they've gone to Jones's neighborhood and others to check and clean out storm drains. Anything to prevent the flooding from getting this bad again.
You almost feel violated a bit by Mother Nature. Things just, all your things are washed away.
We've also been in contact with the city of Dallas. They also are monitoring this storm system. They'll be doing that overnight, as Fort Worth is doing. They say that they've got police as well as street crews on standby. And like Fort Worth, they've also got some of those automatic gates that come down and block roadways, which can react a lot faster than even some of the crews. Heather?
All right, so Phil, I mean, you're standing in one of the worst places for flooding in the entire city of Fort Worth. And emergency crews have their plan, but what about residents, folks who live there? Do they have a plan if things get bad as we move into the overnight hours?
It's interesting because, we're here next to a gas station on the corner, and we've had several, residents who live back here come up and talk to us. And what they tell us is that, when it really, really gets bad, they say that, the automatic gates come down, the barricades go up, and they say that in certain cases, they either end up stuck on the outside and can't get to their homes, or if they're home, they can't get back out. So it can get bad for them.
It's got a plan and watch the weather and take precautions. Phil, thank you.